So after a bunch of leaks, rumors and speculation, we finally got our first look at Nvidia's new Ampere based RTX 3000 series GPUs, and those cards are looking amazing. Nvidia promises a bunch of things with these cards, but like everything in life, all is not rainbows and roses. So I have some concerns with these GPUs, but I have to give credit where credit is due, and that is these cards or these generations of card are a totally generational improvement, which 20 series wasn't. Now Nvidia also acknowledged that in the stream, where they talked about how underwhelming was the response from 20 series cards and how good the 30 series is going to be. Now what do all of this means? Well, the 20 series was a improvement, it definitely was, but the price which they are coming at, well, that doesn't justifies the performance. The price was little too high for the performance, but today for the 30 series cards the price are totally justifiable if what they are promising, the performance promise is there. Now I'm not gonna talk about specs, because don't make your buying decision on the basis of specs or these kind of videos. uh, I'm making an overview and a concern type of thing, and people are going to make reviews. At least the big YouTubers definitely going to make reviews, and those reviews are coming out at before sometime before the launch. But let's talk about some of my concerns. First, the 8K gaming one. They talked about a lot about how 3090 is a behemoth, which it is, but the 8K gaming wasn't like totally 100% 8K gaming, because first, that is not running on native 8K resolution. It was upscaled with DLSS 2.0. Now, what is DLSS 2.0? Well, I talked about the DLSS 2.0 in my previous video, and you can check it out right here. But it is a AI super sampling technology where your game is running on a lower resolution, but that AI cores inside those GPUs are upscaling it to a higher resolution. Now the first version of DLSS wasn't that much good, but the second version is really good, and as Nvidia showed in the event that these cards or the DLSS 2.0 is better than native resolution. And they were talking about that those games are running on 8K with ray tracing on. Now here is a little bit problem I have. They didn't told us that the game quality preset and the RTX quality preset. Now as we all know, games have their quality preset built into them: high, medium, low, ultra. Similarly, RTX has quality preset: low, medium, high. Now we don't know what settings that game was running on. It could be like low with RTX low or high with RTX low. It could be any combination to get 60 FPS. So until and unless reviewers do their review and test those GPUs with 8K games or playing 8K games, don't go and buy a RTX 3090 if you want to play 8K games. Now all these cards are coming with HDMI 2.0, which is a good thing. But let's talk about the 3080. Now they talked about that how 3080 is beating the 2080 Ti, and I can totally see that's happening because the specs honestly are looking pretty good. Now in 30 with the 3080 I don't have a lot of concerns, but I have concerns with the design of 3080 and 3090. I was expecting that it's going to be a push pull configuration where air is coming through the front intake and it's pushing the air from the exhaust, but it is not. Both of the fans are working like intake and exhaust, like both of them are sucking air from back, and the backside of the like the backside of the GPU where the back fan is, it's sucking air from the case and then exhausting it out of the case. Now that is okay, but in the front, or the front fan is sucking air from the GPU and it is pushing air out of the GPU and it's going through the case fan exhaust. Now here is the problem: if you are not using a AIO, that means your CPU or the CPU air cooler is sucking I don't know why I'm using sucking. I don't know, YouTube gonna demonetize this video, although I am not monetized. But the air cooler going to suck suck those suck that hot air and try to cool already a hot GPU. So if you have a big chunky tower or a big chunky air cooler, then it might be a problem. But I'm guessing if you are buying a 3090, most of the time you are doing a water cooling or custom loop. If you are not, then do a little bit research. And these design concern I have, it's only with the founders edition, because the AIB cards are going to be different and they are going to be much optimized for airflow, because that is the goal of AIB cards most of the time. Now, these were all the concerns I had with 3090 and 3080. Now let's talk about the 3070. Now the 70 series is one of my favorite tier of GPUs, because yes, 70 series is expensive, but I think that is the most value for money GPU from the whole product stack. Why? Yes, it's expensive. You can get a 60 series at a lower price, but the performance improvement you get from 60 series to 70 series is quite big. And the price, like if I compare the 2070 price to a 2060, that's really not a lot, and the performance improvement is there. But they promise that the 3070 is going to be better, if not similar, if not better than the 2080 Ti. Now they didn't told us that that performance or that improvement we are getting in RTX or ray tracing or in normal rasterization. Now in ray tracing I can totally see it's happening, but in normal rasterization, well, if it happens, then I'm totally sold out for the 70 series or the 3070. I'm gonna buy the 3070 after launch. I'm literally saying in this video, if that is true, if it's better than 2080 Ti, I'm buying a 3070 no matter what the price is. I'm not gonna buy the founders edition, I'm gonna buy a AIB, although the price is $500, so it's not really high and I can afford that, but I'm gonna buy a 3070 if I see that is happening, or I'm gonna buy a 3080. So either way, I'm gonna buy a 30 series GPU. That's not a big thing. But as I told you guys, that this is not a review, and don't make your buying decision on the basis of this video. I made this video to tell you guys how I felt about these cards, or I felt what is my thoughts about these cards, and these are my thoughts. The cards are amazing, they are really good, and I totally see myself buying one of those. But I have some concerns with the design and how they marketed their GPUs at launch. So yeah, I'm happy what we were expecting from those GPUs, it looks like we are getting. So now we have to see what AMD has up on their sleeves, and if they have something huge, well, then it's might be a great competition this year. But as I told you in my previous video, I have to buy a Nvidia GPU because of their CUDA cores. I edit in Premiere, and the metal optimization isn't that much good with Adobe. But talking about editing, I'm going to update you guys with more news about these cards when the news comes out. So definitely subscribe to my channel, and if you like the video, hit the like button. If you don't, leave a dislike, that works for me. And if you want to watch more videos from us, well, check out this video right here. And if you want to subscribe, well, do it right by here. And this is Akash, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.